ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On a lighter mood, let me just thank NASFAT that for giving me something that certain life-choked work has not allowed me to achieve, and that is to be a PhD holder. And I thank you. I'll go and meet the Vice Chancellor of Summit University and told him that I've been conferred with a PhD by NASFAT. My name is Suleiman Abdul Majid, and as they said, I retired from AMCON. Simply, this topic of my senior brother that invited me, SOK Ugiwa, that linked me with Alhaji Laide, he knows that this has been my passion. Why is it my passion? And that is financial intelligence, a shield against poverty amongst Muslims. The basic thing about it is that if when you look at the common thing, except some few countries, that you want to associate with Muslims is poverty. And that is not what it should be. Because when you look at the tradition of Rasulullah Sallallahu, one of the common prayers that you see, and if you do the morning askar and the night askar, A'udhu billahi minal kufuri wal fakiri. Rasulullah Sallallahu will always do minal kufuri, that is disbelief and fakiri and poverty. So why should Muslims be associated with poverty? Why should we be the poor? Go to Yemen, go to Syria, go to most places. How come? So, and that is why this is very important to me. And it's usually they will tell you that I'm an Ilori man like my imam here. Sati Bolongbo, that's believe in Allah. But my people are very hardworking and they make money. How come we now have poverty amongst us? So we will get there. It's one of those things that we misinterpret. Quickly, what is financial intelligence? It is for you to understand how you manage your financial resources and your financial affairs for achievement of desired goal in the current situation and in future time space. Nǹkan tá à ń sọ ni wípé ẹnu owó téèyàn bá gbà èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ wọ́nà tó máa lè manage ẹ̀ in such a way tó jẹ́ pé á fún un ní tí ó tọ́ fọ́mọlúàbí. That is, whatever amount of money you earn, you must be able to manage it in such a way that it will satisfy you currently and provide for your future. We will try and navigate it. So how have we fared? Some of the things that we do is that some people will tell you, Wallahi, so èló ni wọ́n gbà tí wọ́n tún ráyè máa tó máa tọ́jú owó. Èló ni. But forgetting that, how much am I earning that I need to make savings or that I need to make provision is not even enough. We have forgotten that the earliest Muslims too struggle with managing finances. Our Imam will tell us that there are days when Rasulullah Sallallahu will sleep without eating. But at the same time, they were able to generate resources that they use in spreading Islam. Today we are in Africa here, in West Africa here, and we are a beneficiary. How did they conquer the whole world? If you didn't have money, you are assumed to be lazy, isn't it? But how did they do it? So we get in there. And the basic thing is that, yes, we no longer fight war now. But the fact is that the reality is that you need to meet current need and you need to prepare for your old age. And you need to be able to satisfy those important things. Because you have to send your children to school. You have to provide for health. Rasulullah sallallahu said, "Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi." We are all shepherds and will be asked how you have shepherded your herds. How? You need to, in today's money, do we go to move round? It is your salary, it is your income that you use to become shepherd. Isn't that? So that means that you have to be able to have the knowledge to be able to manage your little resources and make good of it. Our fathers of yore, all of us going to school. Imam Ali Agan here, I know that my father struggled. Ko ba haka ba? Ko ba kaje kaga na jinan gurin da kace kaje BUK. Ko ba haka ba? To wai biya kudin school. He said here that they pay, he went to Bayero, he did it. I know that our fathers pay. ABU. So, and then the key to realize is that, why is this very important? All of us will say, okay, I'm taking care of my children, so that my children will come and take care of you. Our own generation, yes. I know that all of us here, if we have, my mother is in Lagos. We, myself and my senior brothers and junior brothers, we pay for her care, we go and take her, we'll do this, but we'll be lucky if our children will do that. Because the challenges nowadays might not lend us to that leverage. A lè má lè ríru àǹfààní táwa ń ṣe fáwọn òbí wa, àwọn ọmọ wa lè má ṣe. Mo láwọn ọmọ tó ti jáde, tó wà ní Canada, tó wà ní London. Èmi ọgbà mi wọ́n fún mi lówó, àmì mi náà fún wọn. But they are taking care of themselves. But I'm a retired person. What they earn cannot even meet their need. We pray that they will be able to take care of us, and I'll continue to repeat the prayer that Mom used to say, that your children will provide for you more than the way you were doing, but you will not need them. Let us work to not needing them, and that is the essence of the financial intelligence. Prepare for the unforeseen problem. Allah has not told us that we will not be sick. Allah has not told us that maybe those accidents will not occur. It is part of those things that Allah will be able to say, I've tested you. When the Imam said, the question that when we were taken from the back, the loin of our father, Adam, when we all say, Qalu bala shahidina, we said, yes, we witness that we are God and we worship you. So, if that is the case, then we need to just get to get it. Now, financial intelligence. Why should Muslim be interested? I've mentioned it. Yes, Al-Quran 51:56 said, "Wama halaktal jinni wal insi illa liyabudun." We have not come here, the jinn and human, kama ahsan Allah. Do good as Allah has done good to you, and desire not wala tusdu fil ard, and do not spread corruption in the land. Indeed, Allah does not like corruptors. What does this imply to us? We need to seek how to enjoy here. That's why Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana. We do it every day. You have to look for here. If you don't look, yes, we can fast. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu said, you cannot fast round the clock. I've seen some of my Christian families that died because of this. But Rasulullah sallallahu said, no, that's not your own. So if you are not going to fast, that means you must eat. If you must eat, with what will you do? And begging is prohibited. So how are you going to do? So that's why you have to have financial intelligence. Rasulullah sallallahu, there is an hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu saying, "Itaku fakran nasiyani." Be afraid of poverty that will make you forget Allah. So that means it's very important that we seek to get out of poverty. Wallah is sunnatic. That we work is sunnatic. So, as Muslim, don't let, I know I met some Muslims that say, wallahi, kò sí tó kàn wá yà yín, káwa sá ti sin lọ́hùn. But we have forgotten when those who call themselves, when Umar met them in the mosque, those who said that they are anna mutawakkilun. Umar came one day, entered the mosque in the morning. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha. Well, what are you doing? We are remembering Allah. He sat with them, then later he left. He came back again. La ilaha illallah. I said, what are you doing? He went and came and said, no, what you are doing the wrong way. If you don't know the verse of the Quran where Allah said that, yes, a bird leaves its net in the morning, empty stomach, but come back full in the evening. And I said, if the bird did not leave its nest, will he be able to eat? He said, no, you are not mutawakkilun. You are not those who fear God. Ana mutahakkilun. You are those who destroy what do they call it? So that means you need to work and you need to make provision. And that is why Umar radiallahu anhu, if you meet someone and they said that, oh, this guy is looking good, though, said, you are looking fine, but what job do you do? In the moment he said, I don't have it, they said, you fall from my face. That means you are a useless person. So we need to take note of that. And the implication? The ones that is causing it. Then Rasulullah sallam, we will take, Rasulullah sallam said we should take advantage of 5 things before 5 things. Yeah. And those 5 things, they are germane to you in seeking your financial independence and financial intelligence. What are they? Your youth before your old age. How is your youth so important? What I can do now, when I was 13, can I do it now? For a man, it's very simple. Go and get your son of 12 or 13 years. Ask him to pee. He is likely to reach this. You try it now. When you go there, in fact, when you are getting to 50 something, you will just be doing shit. For some people, you will find out that to even pee is problem. What is that? Wear and tear. So, your youth, how is it relevant? When you start to work, your financial intelligence begins. And that is why, if you don't want to have problem, once you begin to work, and even my father of blessed memory and my mom, they taught me certain things. In 1972, I was 10, and I saved 200 naira working for my dad. Why? My dad will come and tell you, I will wear very good dress. He was a cola merchant. I will follow him. Everywhere, Agege. We're based in Agege. I will go and I will wear very good shelter. But if you don't work, they won't pay you. So I will join them to work. So if you are able to save 100 pounds, you are a big man. Because the car that we drive today that are now 100 million, 200 million, Pojo was just going for less than 1,000 pounds. What was he teaching me? Whenever I get money, he was interested in what I will use the money for. He was teaching me. Then he said something. He died in 1976. But he said something. He said, èmi ń tèmi, èmi ò ní ṣe kọjá ntí agbára àpò mi tó bá lè gbé. torí èmi ò wọ́n ní ká máa dá sọ bá a bá ṣe tó bágbára àtàpò mi bá ṣe rí lèmi ó ṣe ṣe, that I will not do more than what my pocket can take care of. How many of us in terms of our spending, what do we do? I will come back to that. So in your youth, your financial intelligence starts. You found out that today people do not plan. They will be thinking that I'm young. Even if you have inherited money, try to plan for yourself. I will tell you my experience. When I started banking work, I met the tradition then that, okay, we'll be looking at what dress do you wear. There was one particular day I was a senior manager. That was in year 2000. Are you talking to me? Okay. That was in year 2000. Some of my junior colleagues, I was a senior manager. My junior colleagues, who were officers, my salary was like times 4 or times 5 of theirs. They were now talking. They collected money. They were young guys. They were not married. They were now asking, where will you do your leave? Where will you do all of those things? When I had them, in order to teach them, and I said, see, me, I will go, I'm an Ilorin man. I will go to Ilorin and go and enjoy my leave. Because our leave allowance used to be the biggest chunk of our salary. I will go to Ilorin. The rest, I will save. It was that money that I saved to buy the first land that I built house for myself. Meanwhile, they were taking it. They will not eat. They will be eating boli because they wanted to travel to London. They wanted to travel to anywhere in the world. At the end of the day, when they now come back, they will come in debt. So the advantage for young ones and for elder ones, let us teach our young ones, take advantage of your youth before your old age. Your health before illness. Part of financial intelligence is to know that one day you will be sick. If you have not made provision for what you earn, how are you going to be able to provide for your health needs? That's why you see some people, those people, it's not everybody, but some people, they had the opportunity, but you see them begging because of certain challenges. It might be Allah is infinite mercy, it might be from Allah, but majority of us, we do it because of our past negligence. Then it's take your riches before poverty, and this is very critical. That is the 5 things that Rasulullah said we should take care of. When you have money, if you don't use it very well, if you don't use financial intelligence, what happens? You spend it. And for us in Nigeria, particularly the Yoruba race, don't mind me, I'm an Ilorin man, but whether you like it or not, I have different blood. Mope, Baruba, Fulani and Co. But I'm a Yoruba now. When you see my CV, it's Yoruba. So if I'm abusing Yoruba, I'm abusing myself. What do we do? You want to do party at every minute. I wonder why is that sadaqah that allows you to feed the poor? You are calling people, you want to do housewarming, you go and do what you don't have power to do. I'm not saying you should not do it, but you do it within. Al-Quran said, Inna al-mubazzirina kana ikhwana shayatin. Those who are spendthrift, they are the brothers of shayatin. Why? When you have money, you need to know that ojo kenro gbogbo. It is when Yoruba said that when it is raining, you go and take water and keep. But if you pour it away, what will you drink in the dry season? So that is it. Your free time before work and your life before death. You must say, when I die, what do I need to do? If Allah destined that we die and you have dependents and you didn't provide for them, they will continue to shout your name. The importance of financial intelligence is captured in that surah. I've forgotten the verse in Surah to Yusuf. When Prophet Yusuf was released, what did he tell the king? When the king said, what can we do for you? Said, put me in charge of the affairs. Because inni hafizun alim. I know it better than all of you. And if not for him, the verse escaped me, but let me say it in English. When the king said that, I saw this, what do they call it? Very fat cow swallowing lean cow. Then later, lean cow Prophet Yusuf came to guide Egypt out of that problem. If they had finished what they saved, what would have happened to them? And that is why save when you earn. And what are those things? We will get there. I've quoted the verse on Quran 17:27. Inna wala tubazir tabgira. Ko? Inna al-mubazzirina kana ihwana shayatin. I've quoted it. I think it's 17:27. Yes. What is financial intelligence? Let us get in there. We've mentioned some of them. Number one, you have to sit down. It's a deliberate effort. You have to determine your financial goals. Your financial goals is one of those things. I want to feed my family. I want to send my children to school. I want to provide for health. So there are those ones you need to plan. As Allah told us when we'll be sick, as Allah informed us when our family or our extended family will be sick, when you need to take care of them. So you need to plan for it. And where will you get it? It is, you can never see a rat that will build a nest that is like that of rabbit. They will build it in co-size to their sizes. So whatever salary you earn, you have to plan around it. We'll come back to that. Your plan could be short term. What are the short term? The short term include your house rent, your school, your children's school. You cannot say because you are poor, you won't send your children to school. If you don't send them to school and makaranta, though I know we Muslims, we look down on malams, you don't take care of them. Allah we need to take care of them because that is the one that I said the purpose. We need to take care. But you need to plan for all of those things. And you need, within the means, you need to provide for those who are expectant. So there's a short-term period. The short term is when you collect your salary, you must be ready that how much do you provide for your rent. And in providing for your rent, there is a rule. The Yoruba people, they have plan for everything. The moment you are spending more than 30-40% on your rent, you know you are in trouble. You can spend below, but when you are now saying that, okay, if your rent is taking about 70%, you found out that you are already entering into somebody. If you don't have means to stay where some other people stays. When my children were going to school, I had some of my colleagues, my own plan then, that's when they were in school age. All of them they are now out of university. My other colleagues, when we were AGM, we were well paid and co. They would take their children to Adrao, they would take them to all those high-falutin schools. Well, to pay for 4 children, except if you want to steal. What I used to do was that I would now go to someone close to my house and look for those schools. When they were paying 1 million, I was paying 100,000 or 50,000. And at the end of the day, when my children and them met in the university, my children beat them. So why are you wasting your time? There are things that people deceive you into believing. You know what they call bandwagon effect. I want to be. It's just like me sitting down here now. I now say that Aliko Dangote get private jet. I won't buy private jet. That private jet, I will not be able to buy. If I buy, I'll buy engine. And I'll finish my money, and I will not be, at the end of the day, I will lose all my money. So everybody needs to live within their means. So those short time, medium time are those things that, okay, you are planning, you want to see if I want to save for land, for this, for that, and some other things as determined by you. Then long term, your long term, you know when you give birth today, your children are going to school, to university, and you know what it means. Then the long term is that I need to take care of my extended family. So you need to make provision for them. Then the most important thing, as I mentioned earlier, your retirement. Majority of people, I've seen some of the people that were in banking together, they have come to retirement. They were enjoying. Today they found it difficult. Some of them are finding it difficult to even pay their rent. They have sent children to school. They've paid high-falutin school. They have lived ostentatious life. Every year they must go to what do they call it? We want to go on summer, as if there is no sun in Nigeria. We have it plenty. If you can't afford it, stay in Nigeria. But some of them wasted their money. Today they are getting it. Then the reality of retirement is that if you used to collect 10 naira, you will be lucky if you get 2 naira 50 kobo in retirement. I'm a classical example. My salary today is less than 15% of what I earn. In fact, it's less than 10% of what they used to pay me. Well, alhamdulillah, we be rent here, rent there. It is not, it can never be the same. But that is the time when you now begin to have, I have headache, I want to make checks. The Oyibo system is a very bad system. In the sense that when you are young, that is the time when you were strong, they will pay you salary. By the time when you become 60 or you reach 35 years, they will remove you. At that time, all your bone is already weak. You cannot go and seek another job. Even if you want to seek. In Nigeria, how many jobs do you have to give the young one? Talk less of old people going to get job. We don't want to do alabaru. We don't pray for Allah. We don't let it be our portion. So retirement. And what does that mean? You have to make provision for it. Now, how do you make provision for it? The number one thing is that, what is the size of your income? Since the creation of Adam, our father, alayhi salam, Allah has not made everybody to be equal. And people have been living within their means. If you don't live within your means, then you are preparing. So you have to plan. Then, have you inherited anything? Maybe you inherited a house, you inherited something that will bring you income. That is the size of what you have upon which to plan upon. The second thing is now to sit down. You now know the size of your income. For instance, you are on 5 million per annum, or you are on 1 million per annum. You have to sit down. Then you inherited a house that gives you some amount. That means within a year, what is the totality of your income? The next thing for you is to sit down and budget. As I mentioned earlier, you have to provide for certain essentials. The essential, you have to provide for rent if you don't have a house. And I've said, don't do more than 30%. Because if you do, other things will suffer. That is why for those of us working in some places where they give staff loan, the moment your loan is more than 33% of your salary, they will block you. If you go to a bank, they will write to your place of work, what is the loan? What is how much? The moment is around 33%, they will ask the bank not to give you money. Why is that? The moment you're beginning to get into that over 33%, you're already eating into your, what do they call it? The second thing is that out of your income, how much do you provide in terms of your budget? You must deliberately have a budget on what to save. The savings could be for future essential, like your school children, school fees. The other one would be, I want to provide for my retirement. The other one could be, Olorun ma jẹ́ sick, you provide for them. It is recommended that for your future, not essential spending now, you must make minimum 10%. If you want to get this to understand this very well, there is a book. It's an old book written. It was actually a story about some 4,000 years ago. That is The Richest Man in Babylon. So, it says, first pay yourself. Give yourself money. They said, when I want to buy the goods, he said, no, give yourself money. It is when you save those money. When you now save the money, what do you do with it? We'll come back to that. Spending on essentials. This is an area that destroys so many people. You found out that in our spending, Imam is still receiving salary. I'm a retiree, and now I want to benchmark Imam. Is it possible? So, what does that mean is that you see your neighbor, maybe you don't know how he has gotten money to go and buy a brand new Toyota Prado. Allah has put you in a Tokumbo Prado. You are not staying there. I used to tell them, when they want to buy a car for us in the office, senior people, they buy cars for us. I used to ask them, why don't you give me the money? They said, no, we want you to look better. Later, when they allow us to collect money, now my money I dey collect, I will just put them for property or put them for investment, because I know this retirement will come. But for us, spending on essentials, you have to provide food. But what do you provide for food? Must you say you want to go and be eating and go to, somebody is going to Sheraton, you are following, they are going to, no, live within your means. There is a book I would recommend for you. It is, I think it's by Dan Benson, 12 Stupid Financial Mistakes. What that book said is that, number one, rather than you going to buy food outside, learn to give your wife to cook food for you. If you are alone, cook food and put in the freezer. If you want to buy, what do they call it, sandwich, there is a sandwich that whenever they wanted to do something in the office, it is just 2 slices. Do you know how much we were paying, the office was paying for it? 4,500 naira. How much is bread and orishirishi they put inside? And I saw some of my junior colleagues, they eat it every day. That is where they are building their castle. So one of the things is that on your spending on essentials, you take care of essentials, but there are ways to take care of it. Number two, on car, if you need to buy a car, the late Alhaji Ahmadu Chenchengi of blessed memory, the owner of Chenchengi Air, I met him. Do you know that the man, he will go and buy cars that are 4-year-old? All his cars for his airline and co, they will be 4 years old. And 4 years old to Kumbo is as good as new. They don't use their cars. He told me, and I read it in that book, but he confirmed it. He said he will never buy brand new car. The man, whenever he receives all his money for his airline, he will divide it into 3. The number 1, salary. Number 2, spare parts and co. Number 3, investment. So that thing means that when you want to buy things, if you drive brand new car and Tokumbo car that is neat, who will know the difference? Then the other thing nowadays is that we have fat, our children and all of us. You want to go and buy phone. Don't mind me, I use an expensive phone. No be me buy am. No ask I bought it, but it's a reason. They used to give me in the office, but this one I bought for myself. They used to buy for us when we were in office. But, but when my colleagues were buying phone of 1 million, I will look at phone that is within what they ask us to buy. I will buy my own. If I can save money, I will save money. What does the phone, what does it do? Everything that iPhone 12, iPhone 13, iPhone 14, iPhone 11 or XS will do the same thing. It is just fad. If you have the money, nothing. If you don't affect everything. But if you cannot afford it, be within your range. The other thing is they give us loan. You know, loan. They say loan, 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 loan. People go to take loan. Be careful. You are just throwing away your future. So that is an essential something. The other thing that is very critical is that, you know, as Muslims, and it's recognized by everybody, Allah blesses charity in whatever your financial intelligence. That verse that said that everything that Rasulullah encouraged. There's an hadith of Rasulullah that I heard from an imam. I've asked from 1 or 2 persons, they said they've seen it. Imam will be able to correct me. But I love that hadith. They said one day, Rasulullah and his Sahaba went out. They got a time to have breakfast. They gave them food. They would pass to say, do you want to eat it or you want to throw it away? Do you want it to benefit or want to throw it away? They said that we want it to benefit us. Rasulullah stood up. He used it for charity. The same thing happened in that. In the evening, they now said, no, we want to throw it away. When they now ate, they now said, we are okay, Rasulullah, tomorrow, this one you have eaten. You are going to poo-poo it tomorrow. And the one that you have given out is waiting for you in Al-Jannah. What does that do? And then the story. because I don't know it. But when you talk to me about finances, investment, I can advise you because it's an area that I do. When you keep your money, it is advised not to just keep it in your cash. If you keep it like that, inflation will come and wipe it away. But when you want to invest, be knowledgeable in what you do. If you don't have the knowledge, get person that knows about it. So now, the other thing that you need to do is that there are certain things you can do to protect your future. What are they? We have the example of pension. Most of us, we do minimum pension, forgetting the fact that, as I mentioned, in terms of retirement will come. There are certain laws, you should know the law about everything that has to do with pension. You can take advantage by saving more if you have taken care of all your essentials and your family. How? You know, the more you put money, it will not be taxed. Way later when you won't be able to collect it. It will save you because it is tax deductible when you increase your saving, your pension savings. Then there are some investments again. When you invest in sukuk, you know sukuk is not taxable. You know, because it is tax exempt like treasury bills and co. For those interest, I will not ask you to do in interest because I don't do, because Islam has forbidden it. That one that said that, this thing that said you have to have but min al-mas, the verse that said that on the day of judgment, those who take interest or give interest, they will stand up as if they are mad. And Allah said that they should come and fight with him. Who can fight with Allah? So, but there are various investments that you can do. And in our various environments, we have 120 million 20 million human beings. What can you sell? Don't just sit on your salary. What can you sell to even 1,000 people that can give you extra money? For instance, Ileya is coming now. How many rams do we slaughter in NASFAT? Can't some of the people take advantage and put money together, go and buy ram now? I have a boy in my office. He's a junior officer, but he's far richer than me. What does he do? He has already, about 2 months ago, he has already bought, what do they call it? He has bought rams over 1,000 that he wants to sell during Salah. He said he bought some of them 60,000. These are rams, after feeding them and everything, that he is going to sell for like 150, 200. How much will he spend in keeping them? Though I'm not saying we should do that, but we should take advantage of the population of NASFAT, population of Muslims. The Jews, they don't buy anything from any other person except except Jews. They will only buy outside if they cannot get from a Jew. I'm not saying we should do that, but let us take advantage of our number. I doubt if, as Muslims, if we spend less, if we slaughter less than 30 million ram heads in a year, we're over 200 million. In my house, with all my 7 brothers or 8 brothers, there's none of us that will not slaughter 1 or 2. And the same thing here. In NASFAT, what is your population? If you look at it, then majority of our people, they do farming there. Our brothers do farming in the north. How many of us have taken? My wife sent someone in Maiduguri to buy ewa. The difference between Maiduguri and here was she bought it about 25,000. They are selling about 40 or 45,000 here. I was amazed. When she wanted to, I said, you women, you the girl problem. When the thing came, she said, bring money. When it came, she said, okay, come and see it. And I keep silent. I don't talk again. What I'm saying in essence is that NASFAT can link with people. Even not NASFAT alone, you people can take advantage. That is how to make money. Please, just allow me a minute. My laptop, okay. Because I've been talking, it's gone back. So, what can we do? For you, you have so many things that you can do and take advantage of the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, that is in income, in pension. There is something that we need to do. As I mentioned, don't just get investment. Get those who are experts and trusted. And the reason why you need to get a trusted person is not that you see somebody in the mosque and say we dey do Allah Akbar together. I will quote Umar again. One day, somebody stood up and said, Umar asked, who trusts this person? Someone now stood up and said, I trust him. He said, how? Have you lived together? He said, no. Have you traveled together? He said, no. Have you done business together? He said, no. He said, sit down, you don't know him. But he comes to the mosque and you hear him. He do prayer together with you. And he has a very sweet voice. He says, sit down. So when you want to do your investment, do your background check and be sure. Number one, the person's integrity is very important. Number two, let the person know. He might not want to cheat you. There was a time when we came out of university around 1984, 85. One brother came, the brother I think is in US or somewhere now. He now said that people should, I didn't contribute money. They now put money, wanted to do business. He wanted to go and buy it out. When he came, the money finished. Because he didn't know about it. He didn't intend to defraud anybody. At the end of the day, he could not even get the money back. So when you want to invest, invest in what you know, or get those who know that you trust. And don't say because he's a Muslim. I'm not saying you should deal with any other person. Because the Quran said that we should trust ourselves. But don't say because he's a Muslim and you go and give your money. Then, one critical issue that is of interest in financial management is that some people could have been in debt. We do not pray for it. The best thing for you is to seek advice on how to get out of that debt. How? You have to reduce certain things. For instance, if you are taking loan to buy a car that you know you could not afford, you have to look at it. Is this car useful to you? If it's not useful, forget about what people will say. Because debt is a killer. There is nothing that kills human being more than sinking into debt. And when you know in the kufru system that we operate, the kind of loan that we get in the bank, interest will be swallowing up. It's not like you take loan from Jais. Whatever you take from Jais is fixed. Do you understand? Sorry. I need to know, to cue me on how many minutes more so that I can... do I still have time? To do basically is how to work yourself out. If you have very big loan, the number one thing is to see how you free yourself. And I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, his company, they went to invest. They want to buy one thing that they wanted to supply to banks. The person went ahead. They invested. When they invested, the banking system changed. He was now carrying the load. He was now thinking that, okay, yeah, he was not paying it. He now called me one day and said, brother, what's your problem? And I asked him that he will have sunk his company. And I said that, okay, what interest do you pay? He said, how much? What do you do? And I said, go and sell this thing. He said, I will make a loss. I said, yes, it's best for you. If you sell it, you will now minimize your interest payment. Go and look for another means to pay. That was how he was able to get out of that. He could have continuously, that would have killed his company. Then, your own attitude. It's your attitude that will make you to say that they are doing no one but you want to buy a dress. It's your attitude that will make you to say that, okay, if somebody is using one car, I must use. Know where you belong to. Be clear to yourself, this is what I need to do. Because if you do not have the means, how are you going to continue that lifestyle? So, attitude is very critical. As I mentioned, talk to trusted experts. In your investment, I mentioned something, but I want to give you something that an expert mentioned. The number one investor that made money from investment is Warren Buffett. In his book, he made mention of something. He said, why do people lose money in stock markets? He said people behave like, there is a rodent, like a rat. They call it lemming. When that rodent, when they start, they begin to give birth, that they will overpopulate themselves. All of a sudden, they don't know why they are giving birth, but all of a sudden, when they are more, and they could not cope, one of them will just start to run towards the ocean. When they enter the ocean, they die. Now, the other funds will follow. They will not ask, why are other, until when they are almost finished, the little one that comes will go back again. If you want to get investment, don't behave like that rat. Try to know what you are investing in. It was the same person that said that when people are investing in technology, say, I will not, because I don't know. Whatever you don't know about, and you don't have somebody that you trust that can give you, don't put your money. Then, learn smart investment. The best investment, which is dangerous, is by you to getting people. There is nothing that is as good, in my experience as a banker, investment banker, that is as good as property all over the world. When cryptocurrency came, I think we all know cryptocurrency. When it came, one of my colleagues came and I said that I cannot invest in it because I do not know the fundamentals. He said, no, Oga, it will do this. I've made money. I said, you will lose money. Today, most of the people, they have burned their hands. So don't just join anybody. They said that somebody is in rice. You too, you must go there. Know why the person. First go and learn before you invest your money. Then, the most important thing is that from other people's experience. And I'll give the experience of my Kwara fathers, the Oro people, Ilori. When they got to Lagos then, when we were young, what did they used to do? The number one thing they do is that some of the people, they started taking alabaru. From that, they enter into contribution, the susu. From a susu, they started. And after that, in fact, some of them went to as far as carrying a elevator sheet. But you won't know. When they made money, they were now graduating from alabaru or sheet carrier. They moved to selling slippers. From slippers, they moved to building material. From building material, they nearly own the whole of Lagos. But unfortunately, those children that inherited them, they are selling to Igbo boys now in Lagos. So that thing, you will only, our person, we need to get, what is this laptop doing? Okay. So the most important thing is that as a person, we should learn from other people's experience. Now, I will give you one or two experiences. As AMCON, where I was working, what we did is just to take people's debt. Majority of the people that enter into debt is as a result of saying that, everybody was going to stock. There was a particular case when I was in Charter Bank. One of my branches, just our regional director, one of my branches now brought someone. This is a Muslim, a very good Muslim. He retired and they paid him 6 million naira. Someone now came to him to say that this was in 2006. By 2008, you know the stock market had collapsed. We are now chasing him to collect about 20 million from him. Well, he now said that the boy just came and said that, he will make money, he will make times this. At the end of the day, he lost the 6 million. And whatever he had, we were now asking him to come and pay 20 million. In the process, he had 2 wives. The 2 wives are like brothers, sister to sister. The elder one died. The younger one now said that since the elder one died, she too must die. She cannot kill herself, but how can this one die? And what killed the person? It was because there was no money to take care of her. So he now had to. But I didn't know how I worked it out, but luckily for him, he had a school. And I said, just go and see what you can do. How he now navigated. That tells us that if you do the way, whatever you want to do, learn from people's experience. And I've told you, when you look at the story of the owner of Globacom, Otumba Mike Adenuga, when they came back to Nigeria, they met, the mother was in Ibadan and Co. They met someone who introduced them to some high people. But the person that knew the person today is not a rich man. Otumba Mike Adenuga is one of the richest persons. So, in summary, the financial intelligence is for you, number 1, know how to manage your money. Number 2, your income, learn to save. When you save, learn to provide for your essentials. When you now save, let that savings be deployed rightly. If you do not have the skill, go to people that know, that you are trusted. If you don't have a trusted person, talk to people. SOK Giwa is better in financial intelligence than me and some other people. talk to them. Then deliberately make provision, take advantage of things that are available for your retirement, because retirement is real. Today in Nigeria, we have PENCOM, that is contributory pension. If you think your children will come and take care, I pray that they take care of us, but what is facing them? If you enter federal civil service today, which is paying higher, the highest they will pay you is about 60,000-70,000 per month. Can that pay their something? And then every 3 years, you'll be doing promotion. I think level 14, I doubt if level 14 is up to 150,000. So you can imagine. So if they come, where will they work? The banking, when we started, they were looking for us. Today, no bank, nothing. So be prepared for yourself, because you might need to take care of you don't pray for that, your children and your children's children. Financial intelligence is the little you have. Provide for now, save, invest well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
And Ramadan committee, we are the token for guest lecturer of the Almighty Allah, who's in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And the Almighty Allah, we stand up Ramadan with Bismillah, the Almighty Allah allows us to end it. Alhamdulillah. Amen. Thank you very much.